So my speech is going to be on success. So I'd first like to ask everyone, who do you think of as a successful person? And just whatever comes to the top of your head.
Bill Gates.
Tony Robbins.
Yes?
Steve Jobs.
Okay, so normally when we think of success, we actually think of people that are wealthy, famous, or have high social status. That's the conventional definition of success. But what I'd like to suggest to you is that's actually not the definition of success, certainly for most of us. And I'd like to talk about success based on the principles that Coach John Wooden, who was the most successful college basketball player in America. So he was actually a remarkable coach, and even though he didn't always have the best players, his teams always performed at a high level to the best of their ability. For example, he won 10 national championships in 12 years. And he won, at one point, his teams won 88 games in a row. So there are a lot of things we can take from him to understand what is success. And I'll focus on three different aspects of success. First, the first aspect is control what you can control. The second aspect is always do your best, no matter what. And the third aspect is enjoy the journey. So if we start with, let's say always do your best. So what he said, his definition of success was this, that success is the knowledge that you've done the very best you can, the most in your power, to be the very best you can all the time. And so that's how he coached his players. Basically, he didn't worry about the outcome of the game. He didn't actually tell the players, our goal is to win a championship this year. He focused on getting them ready for each game. So each practice was considered a preparation for a game, and he focused on the practice. And when the game came, that would take care of itself. So that's one of the things he really did. Another aspect is that he said you could enjoy the journey. So one of the problems is that sometimes you think, our goal is to win championships, I want to do this, accomplish that. But rather than enjoy the journey, he said that what I'd like to actually see is at the end of a game, I'd like to see each player, you can't tell whether they've won or lost on the scoreboard, but they've done their very best and therefore they feel satisfied. And that's what he suggests is the thing to do. And the final thing is that you control what you can control. We often we spend a lot of time focusing on what we can't control, that we can't do the best job we can with the things we can control. And there are a couple of things we can control. The first thing is our actions. And so what he said is you could control, tomorrow depends on what you do today. So if you make today a masterpiece, then tomorrow will take care of itself. And the other aspect is your emotions. You can't control circumstances, but you can control your reaction to the circumstances. So what he really preached was actually to keep your emotions level, not have peaks and valleys, but just stay steady. And that's how you accomplish things. You don't get really high and really low. And as I said, so you shouldn't be able to tell by the emotional reaction whether they won or lost on the scoreboard. The score isn't important, it's whether you did the best that you could. So I think this is a really good lesson for our Toastmasters journey, is that we can control what we can control. So we can take roles, we can actually put ourselves forward. We might be nervous, we might feel uncomfortable, but by preparing and going forward, you can then control what you can control. You can also enjoy the journey. So every time you do a role, whether it's timekeeper, Toastmaster, any role, is just enjoy that part of it and celebrate what you did well. And one of the beautiful things about Toastmasters is you always get a commendation, no matter what level of experience you are. you get commendations. So and you take on board the commendations and also take on board the recommendations which can improve the next time. And finally, the thing is always do your best. So no matter whatever role you have, if you've done the best you can, then you've succeeded. And so I'll finish off with one final thought. An interviewer once asked him, what's the ultimate secret to success in one line? And John Wooden thought for a second and he said, just do all the little things well and everything will take care of itself. So that's what I encourage you to do when you think about your Toastmasters. Concentrate on doing all the little things well, and then you'll progress, and over time, you'll be surprised by how well you've done. Thank you.